Yes, let's go. Let's resume Umineko. Elio knows this, but I do not like Tales of Zesty. Well, I'll see how I feel about it. I stopped playing it at the very beginning, so I'm gonna try and get back into it. It hasn't been really a Tales of game I've hated that I've played so far. I'm playing duo with him, so he doesn't have to suffer alone. I'm just very petty since I like Alicia more than Rose. I'm sure Zestiria is okay. Yeah, I couldn't get into Alicia. She was just kinda... I don't know. Maybe I need to see more of her character, but currently my favorite is McLeo. As soon as they walked out into the hallway to head back to the parlor, some of them immediately felt something out of place. Or maybe sensed something strange. Oh yeah, we were play with new images today. Did not like it my first time around, but I blamed that mostly on the fact that I played it for videos and it affected my perspective a lot. Ah, yeah, that'll do it. Ugh! Stinks? Well, of course, just because I'm opinionated and fussy with games doesn't mean anyone has to agree with me, even if I'm right. JK, JK. Did you notice it too, Maria? Seriously, what's that smell? It's awful. Someone here hasn't taken a bath. Stinky. Time to umi some nekos. Let's go. Whoa. And everyone sniffed the air. They did notice a horrible burnt smell drifting through the hallways. One that none of them had smelled until then. I will go quickly to check the kitchen. I'm sure I turned the flame off. Also, I want to change my hairstyle. Yeah. Feeling like having a braid. After noticing a burnt smell, it was natural that Kumasawa, who had just been using the burner in the kitchen, suspected that her own slip-up had caused it. Kumasawa hastily dashed away. Kanon. Go with Kumasawa. IDK bar and my opinions are important and influence game development forever. Yeah, every game is made as per how Magi decrees it to be. Do not let her be alone. Can you give me... Can you give CC Corp my my draft for an .hack IMOQ remake, Magi? I think they need it. Yes. After nodding at Genji's order, Conan followed after her. He wasn't running, but as he followed her, he tried to search for the cause of the smell in other directions as well. Ugh! Stinks! Why did you make them add quick time events to Resident Evil 4? Ugh! Well, wasn't QuickTime already in Resident Evil 4? Why do you say add as if that wasn't already in it? Like in the original. It truly is a stench that makes the nose wrinkle. However, that doesn't mean we can just open a window for ventilation. So are God's opinions, and yet here I am blatantly tap dancing on his tomb. Natsuhi was reluctant to open the windows in a situation where self-defense was so important. I've been yelling and crying about it, Elio. They're immune to my charms. Damn it. Let us run the fan. Do you have any idea how many S ranks you costed me? Oh, you're talking about OG. Okay. Holy shit, mommy has a gun. She does. I do not believe there will be any need to open the windows. By the way, for those of you that weren't here last time, Ava's dead and her husband is dead. They died after they had a nice moment in bed. Doing their taxes. Georgianiki. Is it okay if I talk to you? For real though, If I had influence on games, there would be more gay making out in video games. For real, for real. If it's about finding culprit, then I have no problems. It seems that George had managed to climb out of the abyss of sorrow. All that filled his chest now was the quiet flame of hatred towards the culprit who had stolen the lives of the one he loved and his beloved parents. The chain of this room was set. She had a knife in her after having a knife in her. Also, why do you keep saying doing their taxes? This is like the second time this week. Well, listen, there's nothing else two adults would do for a very long time if it's not doing their taxes. Doing their taxes is a long, arduous task that takes many hours to do. So that's obviously what they were doing. From what I could tell by looking at it, I'm positive that it couldn't be opened from the outside. Taxes are very important, Twy. In other words, this was a perfect closed room. And that does seem to be the case. It's true, yeah, it can take hours, yeah! In the case of the Rose Garden storehouse, they might have sneaked the shutter's key out of the servant room. Or maybe they had a duplicate key. I can imagine many ways they could have done it. But this chain is different. I want to steal Batter's fit. Yeah, he's got a really good, like, suit on. I love, like, the red undershirt. I could probably... If I could just get, like, this outer shirt, I can cosplay Batter. Because I have a red shirt that is just like that. And I have a nice little vest that can go under it. It's a good fit. Most people have like a red suit with like a white shirt underneath, but like a red shirt with a white suit on top? That's bussin'. This chain is different. Among generally used locking techniques, a chain is the simplest one to create a closed room with. Only a chain will block everyone coming from the outside as long as it isn't physically broken. So, does this mean the culprit couldn't have gone in or out through the door? IDK, rich people don't do taxes, they evade those. That's interesting. Often people do taxes in bed, yes. This is a fact. You can even die from doing your taxes too much. The IRS comes and kills you. Just a few hours ago, I seem to remember everyone making a fuss over how to enter a room without using the door. Doing taxes derogatory. Back then, we were all losing our cool, wondering how Grandfather had disappeared from his room. Many hours? I'm pretty sure he finished those taxes in like 2 minutes. Damn. Prematurely ending his taxes? I don't know if he properly, like, wrote down all of the things that he has to have for the IRS then. The receipt Aunt Ava is stuck in the door on a whim proved that the door had remained sealed. Need the vest, pants, and jacket. Yeah. And since Aunt Natsuhi was the only person to enter or exit during that time, she was under suspicion. Yeah, if I were to cosplay anyone in Umineko, I would probably want to cosplay either Maria or Battler. Aunt Ava proposed a theory about how Aunt Natsuhi might have thrown Grandfather out the window. Oh, or Kanon. Kanon's got a cool fit too. And left by the door herself. But this door is much simpler. Still debating on whether I should draw Elio dressed as Battler or Maria. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard deciding. They all got really good fits. It was sealed from the inside by the door chain. The window had also been locked from the inside, and the bodies had been inside the room. The T in Twy is not for taxes. If Natsuhi was under suspicion, then why on God's green earth would they give her the gun? Well, she grabbed the gun on her own from Grandpa's room. No one gave her the gun, yeah. She grabbed it herself. So that just makes her even more suspicious. This time it really had been, without exaggeration, a true closed room. Yeah, Kanon is aesthetic. Yeah. I understand she's hot, but... she's mommy. That's right. Edike, Maria has that silly hat on her, but I think it's cute. Like the little crown on her. It's cute. I'd probably give her the gun, honestly. You would. If anything, so she can shoot you. If you include grandfather's disappearance, 3 cases have occurred, and all 3 times the door has been the point of interest. Yeah, a lot of people dying in closed room mysteries, huh? It's obviously gotta be magic. The first was the shutter. Then again, I'm weak to a woman in purple, so... something let her grab the gun and file taxes. Results may vary. There was a key in the servant room, and if we assume someone knew about it, this can't really be called a closed room. The next was the door sealed by the receipt. However, Aunt Natsuhi entered the room, so if grandfather had left through the window or been thrown out, she would have been able to lock the window before escaping. Well, Ava's dead, so also we'll just never know whether she's telling the truth or not. Or, like my theory, grandfather could have hidden until the receipt was gone and left the room later. Basically, this door can be defeated with a handful of desperate tricks. In that sense, you really can't call this one a closed room either. But this one. And now, we have the door sealed with the door chain. Finally, we have to give up. Every room is a closed room if people actually listen to you when you ask them to close the door when they're leaving. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. The window, the door, everything had been locked. It was a perfect closed room. The first hadn't been a closed room because everyone could be suspected. And the second hadn't been a closed room because Aunt Natsuhi could be suspected. True, if people were more polite, murder mysteries would be way tougher. But this time, no one can be suspected. This was a perfect closed room because the door chain formed a seal that blocked everyone equally well. So what now, Battler-kun? In that case, did the culprit carry out the crime without entering the room? With some method from outside the room. But how did they get the knives put in them? Good point. I mean, if people were more polite, they wouldn't open the door without a reply. But what if it's family? They could trust letting family in, right? So really, how would you even find the body? Yeah, people still haven't solved my murder because I was just very polite while committing it. Good point. Even though the chain makes it impossible to open it wide enough for a person to fit through, you can open it a small crack. Did the culprit knock on... Oh, wait. People were more polite, they wouldn't open the door without a reply. You talk about when Ava and Hideyoshi were doing their taxes. Did the culprit knock on the door to make them peer out before attacking them? Wait, am I missing something? Yeah, you are. If Aunt Ava's body had been lying right next to the door, then it might have been possible. But she was on the bed at the back of the room. Uncle Hideyoshi was even in the bathroom. Looking from the crack in the door, you couldn't even see them, and you couldn't reach them with your hands either. Elio outing himself for absolutely no reason. Sasuga, Elio, I bit my mom for a toy lappy. Hey! Me personally, a personal opinion, I don't think that murder is something polite, but I'm not from the States. Hey, if a murder can prevent more murders, I think a murder is polite, right? Or if they ask you to murder them and you kill them, that's also polite. Damn it, it's all useless. I don't have a clue. Yeah, murder can be polite if you say excuse me before and sorry after. Exactly. Murder is a better alternative than taking the death mobile to the hospital. True. Something was tugging softly at my sleeve. No. Someone asked you to slap them. Slapping them is not polite. But they wanted to be slapped. You're doing the victim a favor. Where's Maria? What you doing, Maria? Satisfied? Oh, I just reached the war. Let's go. Oh, nice. Otherwise, they have to spend like 20k. God. What do you mean, satisfied? It's nice, but not polite. Wait, what's the difference? That's why out here kink shaming SMH, right? Don't forget murder manners. Wipe up the blood after the murder and put any meat in the freezer. It's truly kind of you. Battler, since you didn't want to suspect any of your relatives, you made a wish saying you wanted the culprit to be Beatrice, right? Barnes saying that being polite is a kink SMH. What do you mean, what's the difference? Yeah, what is the difference? Oh, that's an expression. Well, Beatrice granted that wish. Okay, what's the original image for this? That's not too bad in the original. She just looks very off. She looks like a Barbie Millie face sculpt. Just as you asked, she did something that was completely impossible for a human to make you believe in the witch. And now you're complaining? How selfish. Ouch! What? Don't slap the child! The fuck, Battler? Oh, okay, she just tapped her. Okay. Oh, wait, what? I tapped Maria, who is laughing unpleasantly, on the head with my face. What? Sure, thanks for granting that wish. If I give you $1,000 and say you're a fucking simp, I'm being nice to you. But I'm not being polite. I think that's really polite. You're helping me out with all of my debt. That's an expression. That's the expression you have on your face constantly, Elliot. No! That just now was the thank you, and also to teach you to stop laughing when it's inappropriate. Battler isn't polite. Think a bonk. It was light. Okay, it was a light bonk. Also, she had it coming. Oi. More importantly, tell me. Now, sorry, in this case, it's warranted. There was another mysterious scribble on the door to Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi's room. She is 9 years old! She's being kind of a nuisance. Probably just slicker in the forehead, very effective. Polite, having or showing behavior that is respectful and considerate of other people. Nice, pleasant, agreeable, satisfactory. Calling you a fucking simp is not being respectful. What if that's my kink? That is showing behavior that is respectful or considerate of me with my kink. So I think that is polite. Was that another magic circle? That one had a really memorable and characteristic design, so I'd hope you'd at least know what it was. You can still be a dick while being 9, Elio. 9 years old is old enough to know that do the cackle, you get the crackle. Hey. Ouch! I don't know, which is why I'm letting you take the credit. Quit whining and explain. Yeah, bye. You know what? Screw it. I'm just clipping it and giving up. Eh? You sure are violent, Battler. I won't tell you if you're too mean, get it? Ouch! I'll say it. Stop hitting me. It's the first magic circle of the moon. Sailor Moon? What does it mean? what is this magic circle's effect? Yeah, bye. More like, yeah, bye. Boy. What does this Hebrew writing mean? The words are from the Old Testament, Psalms 107, verse 16. We got some more Bible lessons. For he has broken gates of brass and cuts through bars of iron. This magic circle has two effects. Elio being yabay in 4K. Oi! First, it can open a door regardless of which method has been used to lock it. That sure is convenient. So, you're saying they're trying to make it look like they're a witch because this closed room has a door that can't be opened without relying on magic? As it very often is. Hey. And the other effect. When you're blocked by unopenable doors in all directions, it opens a door. By using it in a difficult situation, it gives you a solution you hadn't even thought of until then. Big fan of that part of the Bible where God sends 2 bears to maul 30 children for mocking a bald man by calling him bald. Wait, did that actually happen in the Bible? I love how people will just not have the context. Yes? Yo, God's kind of fucked up. Generally speaking, you receive the powers of observation and discernment, inspiration and intuition. That's my fave. Yes, what? Yeah, that actually did. It did, Elio. I read it. What? 2 Kings 2:23 through 2:25. I mean, there's also a segment of the Bible where Samson kills 1,000 men with a donkey's jawbone. Wait till you hear about the Lord sending a disembodied hand to write on a wall. God is kind of fucked up. Beatrice is trying to provoke you, since there's no way lowly humans like Battler can figure out how this door was opened. I blocked the Bible from my memory, same. The only ones I really remember are like Abel and Cain and like the Garden of Eden. Pretty much anything that video games make out of it. There's also a story where Samson killed a lion to get bees to nest in it to eat honey. It would be really funny if you read it with the Maria voice. Read what with the Maria voice? Okay, good work, so shut up. Sounds great. I'll accept this challenge from the witch. Simp. Barn. Gay. Barn. Maria-chan. Things like witches and demons don't exist in this world. One of my favorite Bible moments is when Abraham haggles with God down from 50 righteous men down to 10 successfully. Why are we saying our names out loud? I thought Elio would love Jonah and the whale because of Voidon. Oh, I've read that one. I remember that one. Read the bear mauling thing with the Maria voice. That's what I meant. What? Which psalm was it again? You guys have given me a few psalms. Someone killed father and mother. Moon, star. What's the difference? Truly. Kings? Oh, kings, not psalms. Is it long? I don't know whether that was someone I know or not. But either way, it's definitely a human. Yeah, but how? How did they reach those 2 throughout that crack in the door? No, it's pretty short. Oh, see you later, Moggy. Couldn't have been more than 10 centimeters wide. At any rate, I can hardly stand this stench. What in the world could it be? The Vor one is the one that stuck with you. Hey. A nice short bear mauling. Hanon and Kumasawa, who had gone on ahead, realized the smell wasn't coming from the kitchen, even before they arrived here. Okay, let me see. I think your link might be broken. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. From there, Elijah went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out of the town and jeered at him. "Get out of here, Baldy," they said. "Get out of here, Baldy." He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. Well, what the fuck is the Bible? That was because they noticed an even thicker wave of stench rising up from the stairs leading to the basement, which they passed on their way to the kitchen. I like the image of Nazi holding a gun for no reason in particular. You just want her to shoot you. If I had a nickel for every time Elio was asked to read parts of the Bible in the past days, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't much, but it's weird that happened twice. Yeah, why are you guys so obsessed with the Bible all of a sudden? The boiler room. I know this is a Christian Minecraft server and all, but good lord. Literally. The Bible is awesome, that's what. If you actually read the Bible, it ranges from mind-numbingly boring to outrageous and wacky. I wonder if there's something wrong with the boiler again. Those stairs led to the underground boiler room. Heck, I added those bears into my comic. They start listing names/lineages, just skip 10 pages. The mansion's boiler was old and in poor condition. Now I want her to step on my throat mockingly while pointing a gun in my face. Getting shot would hurt. And getting stepped on your throat wouldn't hurt. Bible's kinda silly, IDK. Both of them had witnessed problems with the boiler on several occasions, but they had never smelled the boiler belching out a stench like this before. Chat really be like, Elio needs Jesus. Looks and Christian boy making a comic loosely inspired from God's world. Alright, well, anyway. Enough of this Bible talk. Let's see who's dead. Believe it may be best to wean off of the Bible talk, though. Witches in the Bible don't typically mix well, yeah. Probably got a dead body in here. Oh, what was that sound? The thing they heard from the basement was definitely the sound of a door closing. Kumasawa had phrased it as a question, but she already knew it couldn't be anything else. Kumasawa was so surprised at that sound that her knees gave way yet again and she cowered. After all, at that very moment, no one could have been in the boiler room. Just a few seconds ago, everyone had been crowded together around Ava and Hideyoshi's room. Ooh, it's magic! There's pain I can accept and then there's getting shot. I have high pain tolerance, but bullets tend to make them not matter too much. But if she kills you instantly, you don't have to worry about the pain. Can't wait to see these people die. So who caused the sound of a door closing just now? Yeah, who's gonna die? Take your bets. Kanon-san. After taking a second to sort out the situation, Kanon ran down towards the basement. Since they'd heard the sound of a door closing just now, and there was no sign of anyone coming up the stairs, the person who'd closed the door had to be inside the boiler room now. Kanon? I hope not. I like Kanon. If the boiler room had been a dead end, Kanon wouldn't have rushed in so hastily. But Kanon was a servant, so he knew. Oh no. Is Kanon gonna die? Is gonna die, hopefully me, Natsuhi? Maybe Natsuhi. If Natsuhi's not the culprit, then I think Natsuhi will die soon. There were 2 entrances to the boiler room, one that opened to the mansion and one that opened to the courtyard. If we didn't chase them now, they might slip away. Kumasawa reached the same conclusion long after Kanon did. Oh, welcome back, Monkey! Old woman, kinda pointless. I would not be surprised if she died. Hey, Kumasawa is great. She doesn't deserve to die. But she couldn't let him go alone. If the thing in the boiler room was the culprit, an opponent who had easily murdered 6 adults in the first murder, then no matter how Kanon confronted them, he wouldn't be a match. Just simply get a gun, Fivehead. Of course, with this argument, even if Kumasawa joined him, it wouldn't change anything. At any rate, after a delay, Kumasawa decided that she mustn't let Kanon go alone, and she rushed down the stairs. Sadly, she's too milfy and hot to survive the night. Rip in pieces, Nutty. Yeah, all the milfs are getting killed. At that time, Kanon was already in the boiler room. The boiler room's characteristic damp heat tormented him. Elio simping for maids. Yes. Nothing in life is certain but death and taxes. It had always been an unpleasantly smelly and hot place. And on top of that, the room was full of that horrible stench, which made Kanon feel like he was going to be sick. There was no doubt that this room was the source. No, not everyone does taxes. Damn, what, you got like... don't got a job, Twy? Or can you write it off? So someone unlocked Milf Slayer. In that case, Kanon should have been searching for where the smell was coming from. However, Kanon kept gazing straight forward as he grabbed a hatchet from a tool shelf just off to the side of the door. Okay, Kanon's surviving. He's got the hatchet. He's gonna Reina Ryugu up this place. Let's go. He hadn't stretched out his hand because he'd wanted a hatchet. He had wanted to grab a weapon. Any weapon. Having this story take place on American soil will immediately add 15 plus guns at minimum to the household that people have access to. Yeah, well, considering the fact that there's even a gun here in the first place, when it's taking place in Japan, says something. It says that, what was his name? Kinzo? Kinzo breaks the law. Agreed, Barn. That and at least one side story dealing with Bloody Mary. Why? Kanon gazed into the darkness where the naked light bulb couldn't pierce. Hatchet, I hardly know it. Then he answered. In roulette, you bet on a number, or the colors red or black, vying for a payoff. However, low-risk bets like black and red only offer a similarly low payout. Says that Kinzo had exactly one gun because he had threats of the supernatural on his doorstep. Naked light bulb. Lewd. The words coming from Kanon's mouth were swallowed up by the darkness. Why? I hardly know that guy. Wily Coyote. That darkness suddenly started to swirl, glittering. Okay, so are these people getting taken over to kill people or something? Okay, so here's a thought. Here's an idea. It was such a fantastical scene. Here's an idea. Here's an idea. I just got an idea. Okay, first case. We had a couple people die. Shannon saw the golden butterflies. So maybe Shannon got possessed and killed the people. And then, for the second one, maybe Ava got possessed. And then now Kanon's probably gonna kill someone. Golden sparkling butterflies that hid in the shadows all over the boiler room. Okay, so here's a thought, shows himself. Holy shit, butterflies! Clapped their wings, twinkling beautifully, and gathered in the darkness, disappearing. Roadrunner is an allegory for maidens. Here's a thought, not for you, Twy. Oh god, they're butterflies. Wait, yeah. Kanon continued speaking, directing his words at the darkness as it swallowed the butterflies up. Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly. Similar idea, different conclusions. As the butterflies gathered in the darkness, they they would certainly laugh. They're gonna eat you, Kanon. Oh god, he can't hear us. He has AirPods in. It's Funeral of the Dead Butterflies. Oh no, they're gonna drain your sanity. Is Kanon okay? I don't think he's okay. But Kanon continued to speak without faltering in the slightest. However, if you bet on something with a lower probability, your payoff increases proportional to the risk. If I see butterflies, my first thought is not, they would certainly laugh. Oh no, Elio, bully him quick. The master called succeeding despite an astronomical risk a miracle, and called the astronomical payoff gained as a result magic. I have no interest in what kind of magic you and the master were seeking when you spun that roulette. But you forgot something. Don't talk about probability in front of Elio. Hey! Gamble on low odds. You'll win eventually. Get it twisted. You forgot that in roulette, there's a pocket that's neither black nor red. Roulette has a special pocket called zero, which means that the house takes everything in certain variants of the game. Might pop out for a bit longer. Have fun, everyone. Yeah, no problem, Monkey. See you later. Did you know that 9 out of 10 gamblers quit just before they get their big payoff? I simply do not gamble. This means that all of the coins bet on the table will be swept up, just as though everyone has forfeit. As we all know, 98% of gamblers... Yeah. Elio, stop lying. I only gamble in video games. Like when I spun the roulette with the baby in lobotomy. I set my heart on just one thing. I decided that if Shannon were to be killed, and I was left alive, I'd sacrifice this life of mine and bring this roulette of yours to ruin. This isn't one of the master's rules, and it certainly isn't one of yours. Looks at Amori. Hey. I made this rule myself. I'm not furniture anymore. I'm the zero on your roulette. Hanon's face twisted with humiliation. It was clear that his defiance against his own weaknesses was being ridiculed somehow. Hanon's brow creased even further, and a fierce expression that he'd never shown to anyone appeared on his face. The hand grasping the hatchet was shaking. Is he gonna fight the butterflies? His sweat became drops, which slid downward. It was clear that the emotion causing Kanon's hand to shake wasn't just anger. However, Kanon suppressed that emotion. Kanon's so cool! I won't let your words lead me astray again. This is where the demon's roulette ends. Hey guys, is Kanon okay? He's talking to butterflies with weird metaphors. I think he's insane. We should kill him just in case. Technically, zero can still be on a roulette, by the way. Kanon's just kind of assuming zero isn't on there. Wait, Kanon's just gonna kill the old woman. Oh fuck. Is he? Wait another 1,000 years in hell for your next summoner, Beatrice! When Kanon raised the hatchet and tried to dive into the darkness definitively sneered. It sneered at that courage as if it were vulgar, lazy, futile, and meaningless. So he's dead. Well, that sucks. Ha 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 ha. Kind of laugh is that? Kanon, his hatchet still held aloft. Couldn't take another step after that. With a clang, the hatchet that he'd been grasping fell and rolled on the floor. Gonna swing an axe in a dark room. Someone ran after him. Damn, people in this island love metaphors. Dang, the darkness looking at Kanon like it's me. Someone's gonna die, yep. If it's not him that's dead, he might have just killed someone. Elio laughing with audio effects. Ah ha ha, dot wave. And following that with a pair of thuds, Kanon's knees hit, left, then right. That hand, which looked like it was trying to catch the sky now that the hatchet had been dropped, gradually lowered, landing on his chest. Then the other hand did the same. So he's dead. I hope y'all like ah ha ha dot wave. Are we gonna hear that laugh a lot? Right there was a handle with a demonic design engraved in it. I do. I like it a lot. No, he's just bleeding. He's just got tuberculosis. No biggie. As Kanon looked down at his chest, the same type of weapon that had been stabbed into Eva and Hideyoshi's forehead was... Kanon was curled up in anguish, fresh blood dribbling from the corner of his mouth. He ever used his Mangekyo Sharingan? Of course! It was makeup too extreme for Kanon's white skin. The butterflies got him. Aw, shit. You go again. Around this scene, the glittering gold butterflies danced around the darkness, mesmerizing. It was a beautiful, beautiful dance, a funeral march of tribute, ridicule, and contempt for a single boy's self-sacrifice. Kanon had already been prepared for his own death. Though he could do nothing but accept the death he had received, he attempted one last measure of resistance. Noises I make when Elio is being cute. Who wrote in the death note? Yatoris! Can't believe he died to butterflies. Sounds like a skill issue. Yeah, I guess Adamello won that bet. I think Adamello was the one that said Kanon was gonna die. Yeah. Congratulations. He grasped the handle of the weapon sticking into his chest with both hands, and gritting his teeth with an acute, unearthly pain. He pulled it out. For only a moment, a bright red spray gushed out. Make those noises 24/7? Yes, my neighbors are very concerned. Can only imagine 100 butterflies doing the Fortnite default dance on top of his corpse. Oi. For only a moment, a bright red spray gushed out. It made an unpleasant bloop sound. It probably resembled the sound of Kanon's soul, as it was sucked into the swamp of the dead. Kanon-san? Oh no, Elio. One death doesn't mean others can't die. Y'all making bets on who's dying? There's some witch's heart shit up in here. Well, that one's simple. Everyone dies in witch's heart. Someone! Hopefully, Pippi. I wish. Agreed, Jackie, but I get $50 because I guessed correctly. Kumasawa screamed at the incomprehensible sight in front of her. Gonna make a thing, Elio. You're gonna love it. For Kanon, yeah. I really liked Kanon. He tried his best. Kanon was lying in a pool of blood. I think the servants are well paid. But he just died! Kumasawa's heart was a complete mess. Oh, what a horrible fate. He wouldn't have been killed if I had been with him. What incredible luck. If I had been with him, I might have been killed too. As she screamed, her expression was filled with complete confusion, and all of the muscles of her face were pulled up, almost as though she was smiling while crying. But no one could have made fun of an expression like this. Red and gold be a beautiful combination with black. What is it, Kumasawa? Oh shit, she got the gun aimed. Still not poor, I'd die for Natsuhi. She'd kill me, but I'd die for her. Answer me, Kumasawa. The first one to dash in was Natsuhi, holding the rifle. I'd die 5, Natsuhi. I love you forever. Well, I love you 5 ever. Battler and Genji dashed in after her. Normally, they probably would have started discussing the origin of that violent stench filling the boiler room. But after they saw Kanon, who was lying on the ground, as if he were drowning in an ocean of his own blood, the stench wasn't important anymore. Kanon! Answer me! Genji, bring Dr. Nanjo here. Natsuhi realized that even though Kanon was on the verge of death, he was still conscious, so she sent Genji to get the doctor. Natsuhi, holding the rifle aloft, faced the darkness in the center of the boiler room and shouted, "Who is hiding over there? Come out quickly! If you don't come out from there, I'll shoot without mercy! We need light! Aunt Natsuhi, let's light them up!" Uh-oh. Everyone's gonna die soon, aren't they? Battler, thinking quickly, took a large flashlight from the tool shelf alongside the door and used its light to cut through the darkness Natsuhi was glaring into. But the light only shone on mechanical-looking piping and a door. The door had been left open a small crack. It was obvious that someone had left through there in a hurry. Aunt Natsuhi, where does that door go? Genji! Where does that door lead to? The courtyard. Like hell I'd let you get away, you damn bastard! Battler let out a war cry as he slammed into the door. Cool air from outside suddenly rushed in. There were some thin, rough stairs leading up. Yeah, everyone's dying. Slow motherfuckers. Battler ran up them, shouting, "Wait, Battler-kun! It's dangerous to be on your own right now!" Natsuhi was also rushing up the stairs, chasing after Battler. I mean, she does have a gun, so she should probably be the one going. They were in the courtyard. The courtyard of the mansion had been built strictly for lighting purposes, so it had been built strictly for lighting purposes, so it wasn't a very elegant place. Because it was surrounded on all sides, the air was calm and completely undisturbed, even though they could hear the sound of strong winds. It's dangerous to be on your own right now. She's gonna give him a sword. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this, as she hands him the shotgun. Thank you for the hydrate and take a moment, Twy. There are only the gentle, sorrowful rain. As he ran through the cold and scattered raindrops, dashing up the stairs into the courtyard, Battler looked in every direction. Of course, the odds of him finding a suspicious silhouette just standing around nonchalantly were pretty much zero. Battler spun, looking all around. I sent you my masterpiece? Okay, let me see. Love of my life, I tell you. Next to Beatrice, of course. Okay, what is this? I can't hear. Hold on. Let me turn down the game's audio. What is this? That sucks. Yeah, you found me. Oh, we got a color. Oh, jeez, that's loud. Got a color wheel. I heard a boo. Nah, that was. Yeah, haha, you found me, guys, from Zelda. I'm so confused by my amount of points, then remembered redeeming. Am I the bad one here? Yeah, it's the Koroks. Okay, let's see. What color are we doing today? Maybe this one? There we go. I did what had to be done. The Nyahaha was used in Luigi's Mansion when you find the blues, though. No, it's slightly different. It turned again and again. Kept spinning until he almost lost his sense of direction. Prayed that he would see the culprit somewhere in the scenery. But there was no chance. It was magic after all. All he saw as he spun was more and more of the mansion's heartless walls and windows. Furthermore, there were 2 entrances into the mansion from the courtyard, and neither of them were locked. Yeah, it's just Yahaha for Koroks, yeah. Constantly, although it has been for a while since I've done that. As the courtyard couldn't be entered from outside the mansion, the doors had been built without locks. He didn't know which one they had left through. He had to give up. Battler pounded the wall with his fist, swearing. Battler-kun! You mustn't run ahead by yourself! Battler-kun? Battler pressed his forehead against the wall, which he scratched at with his fingernails as he cried. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi! And now Kanon-kun! You killed a full 6 people! And that wasn't enough, so I had to kill 3 more! Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi were always kind and fun. I just met Kanon yesterday, but I'm sure I'd have gotten along fine with him. Why did you kill them? The Koroks were from the south. Would they say, y'all ha ha ha? Evil Koroks be like, no ha ha. Why? Why? Okay, Battler, first of all, language. No cussing. Watch your profanity. You know, when people die, they don't come back to life again, right? When people die, they are killed! They aren't gonna quickly sprout up again like bamboo shoots. Why'd you kill them? Why? Why? Battler was a boy who could understand the feelings of pain and regret in a person's heart. He is going through it, so he cried. He did it. He said it. He said the thing. With all his strength. Natsuhi, who had always thought of Battler as a frank person, was a little surprised to find he had this delicate side. And at the same time, she understood how easily hurt the heart of a young person could be, so she held him. Yeah, no, cousin. At this rate, they'll all die. Oh wait, you said no cussing. People die when they're killed. The floor is made out of floor. It's alright. I will definitely protect you, George-kun, Maria-chan, and Jessica. As a mother, and as a representative of the Ushiromiya family. Battler, after sobbing into Natsuki's chest for a while, wiped his tears with a bitter smile, as though he had been like that the whole time, and tried to appear as though he'd cried more than enough already. Anyway, let's go back down for now. Protecting ourselves is a higher priority than finding the culprit. Tomorrow, the boat will arrive. After that happens, the police will come, and everything should be brought to light. There's no way the culprit can escape this island, no matter how much they struggle. That's right. When the police come. He only cried so he can get Booba. Shame on him. Hey, that's like his aunt. When the seagulls cry, the crime will be solved. Ayo, name drop! But for some reason, Battler felt a slight sense of uneasiness, as if the seagulls would never cry again. That couldn't be true. When the typhoon passes, surely the lively seagulls will return to the harbor again. They said the thing again! Is this the end of chapter? I returned to the boiler room, along with Aunt Natsuki, and told everyone weakly that we hadn't found anything. I heard that Dr. Nanjo and George Aniki had carried Kanon-kun to the servant room. Yeah, crying to get her booba is what I would do, not Battler. I would hope Battler wouldn't do that. Yeah, at least not in this moment. Maybe if it was like pre-murder Battler, he might, but not right now, because he's going through it. The servant room had a first aid kit and a sink, and could apparently function as a nurse's office. Kumasawa-san and Jessica had accompanied them. Stains from Kanon-kun's blood remained on the floor. Judging by the large amount of blood lost, and the ruthless shape of the weapon that had fallen carelessly to the ground, I figured that Dr. Nanjo's treatment would probably end in vain. That weapon was doubtlessly the same type that had been stuck in Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi's foreheads. But wait, isn't the demonic design on the handle a little different? There seemed to be some small differences in that part. Still, as far as their overall shape was concerned, the weapons were all the same type. Though it had seemed brutal, we'd left the weapons stuck into Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi to preserve the crime scene. So this was the first time we were able to have a perfect view of the entire weapon. Time for Maria I Heart Witches 5 Ever Ushiromiya to come into play. I'm surprised Yuri is getting character development but not dying. I love Limbus. Does he know? As we had expected, the weapon was not bladed like a knife, but shaped like an ice pick. Or rather, a thin stake. And it had a spiral-shaped pattern, sort of like a drill. It looked like something that might be driven into the hearts of human sacrifices in some demonic ritual. Including the handle, it was 25 centimeters long. Half of that was the stake-shaped part, which was stained with deep red blood. The length of the blood-stained part made it clear just how deeply it must have penetrated into Kanon-kun's chest. But Aunt Natsuhi and the rest didn't even look at the weapon, and instead stood in front of the incinerator, where the horrible stench was emanating from. I must have dragged it out. Dragged out that thing, which had been burning in the furnace. Another dead body? It was still smoldering and kept sending out dense waves of that awfully unpleasant smell. Genji-san and Maria stared down at it. Aunt Natsuhi probably couldn't stand to look directly at it. She kept shaking her head, her back to it. Oh, is it Jessica? I thought nothing could surprise me after everything that's happened. But this is... I stood there for a while, moaning, with a rising urge to vomit. The true source of that unearthly stench. A murder with an ice pick. Was it inserted into an eye socket, perhaps? It was a scorched corpse that had been cooking inside the incinerator. The clothes, the surface of the body, and the hair were all hideously burned. That grotesque corpse was in a state where not the face, nor the age, nor even the gender could be guessed at. But when I thought about it calmly, I realized that a corpse appearing at this time could only be one person. Oh? Oh yeah, fun fact if you don't already know, but even if you've never smelt it, if you come across a dead body, you'll know the stench of death instinctively. Really? Whose corpse, though? His grandfather. He'd disappeared that morning, whose whereabouts had been unknown. I believe it is most likely the master. I agree. And that he would pass away in such a state. Ginzo, what? Oh, you're right, Leonix. I can vouch. Yeah, whose corpse though? It's the grandpa. It's heartrending. But is there any proof that this corpse really is grandfather? Why did it pick that one? Ginzo. What even was the reason for it to be held? Like, what's wrong with Ginzo's name? It's burnt so black you can't even tell what sex it is. Butler-kun, look at the feet. My sister is a mortician. Oh, really? Whenever people refer to the smell of death, they're being literal. Aunt Natsuhi, with her handkerchief over her mouth and her eyes averted, pointed and told me to look at the burnt corpse's feet. Oh, hi. Hello, Ilu. It's been an hour and a half. Okay, let me go check. Okay, I'm back. Ugh. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's all good. I probably won't go too long. Like maybe another hour. Bun has returned. Joyous day. Love the bun. Hello, hello. I also grabbed a naked blue machine drink. So that's nice. I went and I locked the gate and I checked on my uncle who was eating some ice cream. All good, all good. Hey, why are you bonking me? Or didn't you put clothes on the blue? Because it's more delicious drinking it naked. Yelio has returned. Don't say it like that. Phrasing, Elio. Please. Anyway, back to Umineko. Aunt Natsuhi, with her handkerchief over her mouth and her eyes averted, pointed and told me to look at the burnt corpse's feet. Notice how there are 6 toes on each foot. Wait, he's 6-toed? Huh? Ah, you're right. Do not see the issue with it's more delicious drinking it naked. Nasty old man. That's why. Twice the nasty old man. Just as Genji-san had said, there were 6 toes on each foot. Each individual toe had looked so normal in its line that I hadn't noticed. The master was born with 6 toes on both of his feet. Wow, that sounds kind of kinky. You're the one who said it. You're the one that's taken something from it. That makes you the nasty, apparently kind of kinky old man. I'm not the one that said it, that it had an issue. Consequently, the master was entrusted with the revival of the Yoshida-miya family. 6 toes on each foot. Bro has 40% more balance than most people. No wonder he got Beatrice. I have heard that since long ago, cases of polydactyly were common in the Yoshida-miya family. It's probably hereditary. Y'all got 6 toes? Polydactyly literally means many fingers. Because of a little mistake by God, when the person is born, one of their toes or fingers splits into 2 and the total number increases. But a big deal isn't usually made of polydactyly in the world at large. Ah, so you're not dirty because you're using copium. Got it. Hey! I've got a point. He really has the balance to dance around the gelded queen. That's because it isn't a disease, just something people are born with. So while they're still babies, at about the time they turn 1 year old, they can be taken to the hospital and given surgery to make them normal. But he didn't. I've got a point. He really had the balance to dance around the gelded... Oh wait, I already read that. Sorry. What were we talking about? Natsu was on screen, so I kind of zoned out. The total number? So you had 1 extra toe-ness on each foot. Fine, wouldn't that be 20%? Sasuga Twi Math Genius. Even a child with polydactyly can be treated before they become aware, so they might not even remember it themselves. By the way, it seems that there's a possibility for this to occur in 1 out of every 2,000 babies. So, even though it's not usually seen, it isn't that rare at all. Speaking of which, I think Uncle Hideyoshi mentioned something to me long ago. Something about how even Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the man who unified Japan at the end of the Sengoku period, had 6 fingers on one hand. I According to Aunt Natsuhi, among the many Yoshida-miya family heads, the ones most praised for their wisdom all had polydactyly. Because of that, when grandfather was born, his relatives were all excited at the thought that he might become another wise leader. And when the leading relatives all died in the Great Kanto earthquake, it was apparently argued that grandfather should be the one to restore the family because of the auspicious sign of his birth. It's kind of fucked up. If grandfather hadn't disliked his position as the head so much, the sixth toe probably would have been pretty lucky for him. Come to think of it, I've heard about some country where it's believed people with polydactyly should be treated as gods and revered. This is besides the point, but it's fairly common in mystery novels for a corpse to be burned to hide its identity. But I guess in grandfather's case, just toasting him wouldn't be enough. And grandfather's body was not simply burnt. It was just like Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi, and the thing that had been stabbed into Kamen-kun's chest. One of those demon's ice picks was stuck into his forehead. And the head's ring is not on his finger. So, the letter last night was telling the truth. Father would probably be horribly disappointed. Natsuhi-san let her head droop and closed her eyes tightly. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Muggy! Just because you're right doesn't mean you're correct. Dang, she stole his fucking ring too, yeah! Yeah, welcome back, Muggy! Yellow Leo. Yes, hello. Natsuhi, my beloved, I mean what? She's already married, Barn. This room had also become a vital crime scene for us to hand over to the police. It was decided that we would leave grandfather's corpse here and lock the room, sealing it. I can fix that. He's already dead. Give her some time to mourn. To be fair, her husband already died, so yeah, but give her some time to mourn, damn. Already sweeping in when it's been like 1 day since he died. It isn't clear when grandfather's corpse started burning in the incinerator. Since, according to Genji, the strength of the flames hadn't been that strong. The body must have started burning a long time ago. So that stench could slowly creep out of the furnace and fill the room bit by bit, eventually pouring out and climbing up the staircase. When has someone being married ever stopped anyone? Yeah, says the guy that's into Cove's mom. Also, yes, I agree. Moggy can uwu. Yellow. Putting aside whether he was rare or well done, grandfather had been brought out, killed, and burned, even though he had started out locked away in the closed room created by his auto lock. She's a rich hot MILF widow. I have to act quick. Oi! Simping has no limits, Elio. Simping has no limits. My window of opportunity is smaller than you, Bun Bun. Oi! Hope's mom got it going on, though. Oi! Y'all. There's probably no doubt in this. Exactly. Thank you for understanding. Is nothing I do sacred. Is everything I do defiled by the uwu speech? Yes. As it should be. However, according to Genji-san, the boiler room is usually locked. The possibility that someone outside our group had snuck in and committed the crime was overwhelmingly high. And there was also a good chance that this person was walking around with something like a master key. Uwu, it is time to speak in uwu. Oh no! Oh no! After all, the doors and windows throughout the mansion have been checked. Why? Because But despite that, the culprit was able to strut around the mansion freely. Oh no! Oh no! Ooh, what's this music? This sounds kind of like that hack music. Does this crime confirm that the 19th person exists? There's still that contradiction, since they're trying to tout their existence without ever showing themselves once. Along with Kirie-san's chessboard theory, I've been using this contradiction to deny the existence of a 19th person. This music sounds so pretty, yeah. Sounds really good. It kind of reminds me of the Course Wave music in Dot Hat. By spinning the chessboard around once more, the very fact that this crime makes it perfectly obvious that a 19th person exists means that the existence of the 19th person is even less plausible. As long as that 19th person doesn't show themselves in front of us. Alright, 2 minutes has passed. I see. What heck? No! If the culprit could get grandfather out through the door sealed by the receipt. If they could kill Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi from the other side of a door sealed by a chain, then could they possibly go so far as to create a fictional 19th person through strange tricks and devices? We still want to believe that the culprit is among the 18, and the list of suspects has grown very short. The four of us kids, Aunt Natsuhi, Genji-san, Kumasawa Ba-chan, and Dr. Nanjo. One of these people has to be the culprit. But if it's magic, though. Wait, we can't be sure of that. Just a second ago, we started doubting whether the corpse here was actually grandfather's, right? Yeah, maybe someone else has pterodactyly. Maybe we can think of the other bodies in the same way. For example, the first 6 all had their faces horribly smashed. Some of the bodies has kept enough of their faces for us to confirm who they were, but that old bastard, for example, had lost his entire face, as though the whole thing had been neatly peeled off. It's easy to gain Maki, so it stands to reason that it'd be just as simple as Shrimple to lose. You have my sympathies. We only figured out which body was which by their clothes and surroundings. Did the culprit prepare a fake body beforehand and alter it to make it look like they died, even though they were actually hiding somewhere after committing the crime? It may sound ridiculous, but it wouldn't be an impossible trick to pull off. It's too early to give in to this 19th person. No, this witch. This bitch. This Beatrice. Maria-chan, you mustn't stare so fixedly anymore. Come on, Matlow-kun too. I'm worried about Kanon's condition, but we mustn't remain in a place like this any longer than necessary. Let us return. 19th? Do you mean 9th? Maria didn't go out with everyone else, but remained in the boiler room. This Beatrice. The thing she was staring so fixedly at probably wasn't grandfather's body, but the demon's ice pick sticking out of his forehead. It was probably the sort of item that an enthusiast couldn't bear to ignore. I tapped her on the head. Hey, Maria. What's Beatrice after? Is it all of our lives? Beatrice will revive very soon. At that time, none shall be left alive. How can you laugh at something like that? Do you think you're the only one who's safe? Why don't you feel like you're in danger? She is 9 years old. Why aren't you scared?
Beatrice made a promise. She said she's gonna take me to the Golden Land.
My wife is being reborn soon? Amazing.
It's a wonderful place where you have no obligations. Everyone's always together, and everyone is always nice to everyone else. I'm looking forward to it. That time will come very soon now.
9-year-olds also die to ice picks, Elio. Do they? Oh. Uh-oh. So what kind of person is Maria? I only know what Maria was like 6 years ago when she was 3. She was once pure and obedient. A good kid. Okay, I'll be real with you. I didn't try. Eh? Sorry, Barn. You forgot I already took her hand in marriage on stream number 1. This new Maria, 6 years later, and the Maria I knew, didn't seem to fit together. And this Golden Land sounds like heaven. I wonder how you get to heaven, you little shit! Hey! Stab 9-year-olds with ice picks. I guess it's kinda easy. Just who is she? This witch who calls herself Maria. Oh? He's calling her a witch. To Maria, who obstinately believes in the witch. And a series of unsolvable crimes is proof that the witch actually exists. It's been annulled. Jackie has already signed the papers. No! Every time something occurs that would be difficult for a human, it becomes a little harder for the rest of us to not believe in Beatrice. It must be an intense pleasure for Maria to see her relatives, who once firmly denied the witch's existence, start acknowledging that the witch's existence one by one. Is that why she's in high spirits? I'm sorry for your loss, Autumnello. You can't get Beetle, you got Natsuhi. Maria, let me ask this one more time. You'll probably answer the same anyway, but I'll ask just once more. Yesterday, you were given a letter in the Rose Garden. Who gave it to you?
Like I said, Beatrice. Battler still doesn't believe. Ugh.
Maria only repeated what she had already said. Blonde supernatural entity with a god complex or a hot new widowed MILF with a gun. Choices, choices. We all will suffer, Barn. I'm not... Okay. You know what? I could be. I could be a supernatural entity with a god complex. At least for now. As long as I am blonde. Maria met with the 19th person, the witch. Is that really a 19th person? Or did one of the 18 just get her to say that, implying you're not? All that's certain is that Maria has been with the rest of us constantly, has always had an alibi, and hasn't done anything suspicious. She's simply overjoyed at being made Beatrice's messenger, and certainly isn't the 19th person. Supposedly. That's right. I wonder what's written in the letter we picked up in Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi's room. I at least dodged that because I have no hair. You're not a supernatural entity, you're a 202-year-old bunny from outer space. I guess you don't have a god complex because frankly you're simple. You calling me simple? Huh? Aunt Natsuhi should still have it with her. Yeah, let's read it. Starting to look like Maria sus. Yes, I am. Simple and clean. Elise is not calling you simple and clean because you are in fact stinky. Hey! You're taking my bath right after this. In the end, Kanon-kun did not regain consciousness, so he's dead. Bam. Even though Dr. Nanjo and the rest did all they could to heal him. Of course, there was very little that could be done on an island like this without medicine or proper facilities. However, Kanon was the only human ever to confront the culprit. Maria sus. Elio, I make fun of twice saying Maria will be sus lappy. Hey! So you didn't take a bath before this, sus. Hey! I'm a night bather, not a morning bather. If only he could give us some kind of clue. However, at the time they carried Kanon away, it was already too late. My sincere apologies. Without proper facilities, this was nothing I could do about such a serious wound. No, that's perfectly understandable. Thank you so much for giving it your very best. Dr. Nanjo's shirt had been sprayed by a violet spurt of blood, so it was easy to imagine the devotion with which he had tried to save Kanon's life, up until the last second. I have to go now. Farewell, Bun and Chat, and Natsuhi. See you later, Barn. Jessica was crouched in the corridor, crying softly. She had probably been taking care of Kanon-kun until the moment of his death. George Aniki tried to approach her with words of comfort, but when Jessica pushed him away, he stopped trying to force her to talk and left her alone. Yeah, does she have a crush on Kanon? If only I hadn't let Kanon-san go alone. Oh. Do not let that bother you. If you had been with him, you would probably have been attacked as well. He foolishly rushed on ahead and paid for his mistake. It's kinda mean. How can you say it like that? Kanon-kun spotted the culprit and bravely stood up to them. If only Kumasawa-san had gone with him, the culprit might have hesitated and chosen to run away. Emotion-filled words that I never thought I'd hear coming from Jessica's mouth tumbled out. Kumasawa, looking truly sorry, could do nothing but hang her head. Jessica, you shouldn't talk to her now. It's the same for me. Probably you as well. Right, Butler-kun? I don't know what's going on, and it feels like our hearts are going to split open. There were tears in George Aniki's eyes again. Seeing Jessica break down crying probably brought back the pain of losing his parents. Jessica, my sister in Christ, you realize the culprit killed 9 people. Yeah, but I mean, what do you mean? I mean, it's not bad for her to be upset over this? I'd done my crying all at once, so I didn't feel like crying anymore. However, I understood how great the pain in their hearts was.
It's okay, Jessica. You'll be able to meet Kanon again soon.
Shut up, Maria. This is not gonna make her happy. Stop it! I don't need you trying to console me like that.
Beatrice will resurrect the dead and even love that has been lost.
My point is, they wouldn't be like, oh no, I should stop because this feeble old lady is here. I bet the first locked room was Danganronpa V3 Anime First Student Council. Let's not... So you'll definitely be able to meet him soon.
Then everyone will be able to live in peace.
I guess Twi means like the culprit soloed groups of people on their own, or is working in a team. Whether Kumasawa was with him or not wouldn't have mattered. Ah, okay. So, the one who killed Kanon-kun is this Beatrice who supposedly gave you that letter yesterday? Yeah, I get it. I get the seesaw, but let's not go into it. I would rather not talk about Danganronpa stuff if Barn is around, because I don't want him to get spoiled by stuff. Where is she? Where's she hiding? I'll find her and tear her apart. Tell me! I know he probably just left, but like, yeah. You know who the culprit really is, don't you? What do you know and what are you hiding? Think Lyko means Danganronpa 3, not V3. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think Barn saw the Danganronpa 3 anime, so I guess it's okay to spoiler that. Just no V3 discussions in chat, please. So I guess it's alright. Tell me, damn it! Milady, please stop.
What? Beatrice exists! Exists!
Damn it, let go of me, Kenji-san! Maria knows who the culprit is. And she's hiding their identity, even though she knows. She must be telling them what we're doing, guiding them as they kill us. Jessica, be silent. Jessica grabbed at Maria. Kill the child. Protect the child. Now, do not bully the 9-year-old. Genji tried to stop her, but Jessica could not be calmed. The next thing I heard was the sound of Aunt Natsuhi slapping Jessica's face. Jesus Christ! What? Eh? After that, only Jessica's sorrowful, sobbing voice resounded throughout the hall. Natsuhi and slapping people. Name a better combo. Name a more iconic duo. Rosa and Maria. Maria-chan. I know there's no way you're the culprit. Just 'cause just Maria 2.0. How? You've been with us since the beginning, and there was no time for you to communicate with any culprit. Cast stop slapping each other. Difficulty impossible, right? So, I want you to tell me something. This Beatrice who handed you the letter yesterday. Who was she? Although those words seemed kind, they clearly showed that George still had some remaining doubts about Maria. He didn't actually grab at her. However, felt exactly the same way Jessica did. Aniki. I already asked her the same thing a second ago. The answer was the same as before. Beatrice. I want to hear it from Maria's voice. From Maria's mouth, I mean. Who is Beatrice?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe anyway.
What do you mean by that? Could it be the culprit someone we know well? And you're keeping silent because you're covering for them for some reason? Who gave you that letter?
I got it from Beatrice. I'll say it no matter how many times you ask. I got the letter from Beatrice. Joy-chan, do you refuse to believe in Beatrice because she's not an opponent you can hit?
Maria just told you. She got it from Beatrice. Yeah, she's been telling the truth this whole time.
You want to turn your feelings of helplessness into violence and beat someone up. So you won't be satisfied unless your opponent is a human you can hit.
What do you mean, could it be the culprit is someone we know well? Like, if Beatrice isn't real, it has to be someone they know. This is your entire family here, guy.
So, even if I tell you the truth, you won't accept it.
I mean, like, everyone knows Beatrice, so yes, it is. We all know the painting well.
So, it's pointless for me to tell you. You won't believe. But I'll keep on saying it. Because it's true. Beatrice exists. The door to the Golden Land will soon be opened. I'll go there. Beatrice promised.
Hi, having fun? Oh, hi there, Pig Catapult. Yeah, I'm having a good time. People are dying and I'm enjoying it. That sounds a bit weird when I say it like that, but I'm having fun with it. How's it going? Yeah, murder party, corpse party.
In that world, Mama is nice. Papa is with us and is also nice. I want to go there right away. Everyone is afraid of Beatrice. But that's only natural.
Kill her so she can't reach the Golden Land. Hey! Can you not smile as a yandere while you say it, Maria?
So calm yourselves. Beatrice said so herself.
But that's the best kind of smile, yeah. The parts where people are dying are the most fun of any murder mystery, VN to VH, yeah. There's a lot of deaths going on in this one right now. We look away for 1 second, oh, that person just got killed.
By the time the typhoon is past, I'll have ended everything, she said.
Man, this part makes me so sad for Maria. Yeah, she's like... This is why she believes in Beatrice, because she wants to believe that her mom isn't bad, or that her dad left her, or anything.
Ouch.
Maria, I don't mind you being talkative, but let's leave it at that for now. I'll bet this is all a pretty happy situation for you, since you're always going on about how witches exist. But keep that to yourself for now. Yeah, Maria's a good kid and deserves better. Yeah, she's my daughter. No, she wants to believe in Beatrice because she exists. Don't try to force that on other people. I know I've been creeped out by this girl for a while now, but there really is something wrong with her. Can you leave her alone, Jessica? Don't you think so too, Battler? Genji-san? Kumasawa-san? What about you, Mom? Hashtag it's complicated. Ginzo's relationship with Beatrice, it's complicated. Maria knows who the culprit is, and she's hiding it. Jessica, that's your 9-year-old cousin. Chill. Yeah, seriously. Okay, maybe she hasn't done anything directly, but she's definitely working with the criminal. Okay, listen, would you not be concerned if the 9-year-old was saying, "It's fine, we'll all die and be together"? I would think that maybe she needs therapy, and not that there's something wrong. Like, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's just a murder." I think she needs someone to talk to help process some stuff, because it sounds like she's going through some stuff. That's right, she's a spy. We can't let her stay with us any longer. Maria-chan, you must realize that there are times when indiscreet discussion is best avoided. If you keep adding oil to the fire, even I will get very angry. Aunt Natsuhi glared at Maria with frightening eyes. Maria was used to Aunt Rosa's loud style of scolding, but she apparently hadn't built up a resistance to Aunt Natsuhi's quiet sort of scolding. Needing therapy and being creepy are not mutually exclusive. She's a troubled kid, but that only compounds the fact that yelling at and alienating her isn't gonna help. Exactly, you get it. Like, beating her up, telling her to shut up and stuff isn't gonna help her. Like, maybe she just needs someone to listen to her for once. Instead of just constantly telling her that she's creepy, that there's something wrong with her. And I think it's also been established as well that, like, Maria has autism and stuff. That's another thing to keep in mind, too. It's just, like, so many people just aren't willing to think about what Maria is going through. And, like, be considerate of that. I know she says some fucked up stuff, but, like, she's a kid. She doesn't, like... Another thing is, like, she doesn't know when she says things, really. Like, what impact that's gonna have, too. Or she is so young that she just genuinely just thinks that it is a good thing. She shrugged and kept her mouth shut. A desolate feeling filled the room. It felt as though things would just get more complicated if anyone spoke. Many people have already died. The fact that Maria is used to be screamed at and getting hit, though, yeah. You have a great point there, yeah. Right, but at the same time, they just lost 9 people. They're not gonna be thinking I need to be sure to do the right thing for Maria. Yeah, it's just... I wouldn't... You know... Personally, I just don't feel right talking badly about Maria, even if, like, in this situation, you know? Yeah, in defense of everyone else, they just lost their family. I would be easily frustrated too. And I think that's another facet of Maria. It's like she's got, like, a fucked up thing with her mom because of her mom's abuse and stuff. And I know, like, she also loves her mom. So that's probably also another big reason why she really wants to go to the Golden Land, because she thinks her mom's there and that things are better there. So she just generally probably just thinks, you know, like, this is hell on earth and once we die, we'll go to a better place. And it's fucked up, for sure. But, like, there are a lot of people that think that way. 6 people in Dad's group. After that, both Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi, Kanan-kun, grandfather. There were a whole 18 people on this island, supposedly, and 10 of those people have been killed. I get criticizing them, but it's still pretty fair that they're not being considerate to her, even if we understand why Maria is like that. That's true. That's more than half of us. And right now, there's absolutely no proof that the remaining 8 people will be safe. Damn. Like, it's not black and white, yeah. At any rate, this is no time to quarrel. Now that we are certain the culprit can enter and leave the mansion at will and strike out of nowhere, we must give our undivided attention to surviving until tomorrow. I agree strongly with Aunt Natsuhi. We can figure out who the culprit is at our leisure tonight. For now, though, we're better off finding a place to barricade ourselves in. As I said this, I pointed out the clock to everyone. It was already 8 o'clock at night. As an autistic person myself, can 100% confirm Maria's on the spectrum, and, like, from the perspective of an autistic kid that age, she's just info dumping about one of her special interests, and probably can't tell the difference between people getting upset about her info dumps because someone just died, and this is a stressful, scary situation for them, and people being mean to her for being weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like, Maria just doesn't... Like, she just thinks they're being like that to her because of that. We had been receiving shocks over and over again since the early morning, and our bodies and minds were both completely tired out. There's still a long time until tomorrow. She doesn't have the interpersonal insight to navigate the situation. And even if she did, still, she's just just God, there's so many factors here at play. Like, they're all going through some traumatizing shit right now, too. We needed to find some place to barricade ourselves in so we could rest our bodies and get even the smallest amount of relief. I agree. Everyone is already pushing their mental and physical limits, myself included. I believe it would be wise to take that into account as we move forward. That's right. Also, gotta again throw in Japan's nearly non-existent mental health support, and this is in the 80s, so literally everyone is ill-equipped on knowing how to interact with her. Yeah. Like how Rosa treated her. Ew. There's a high probability that the enemy has got the equivalent of a master key. Were Shannon, Kanan-kun, and Goda-san holding master keys? Yes. They were supposed to have them on their person during work. We didn't want to disturb the scene, so we didn't investigate that closely. We can't eliminate the possibility that someone stole a key from them. Oh yeah, there's no justification for Rosa. She was like that before all the deaths, yeah. Oh hell no, def not. Yeah, fuck Rosa. Me and my homies hate Rosa. I can get why people are really impulsive right now, because they are losing people at the drop of the hat, and they are all like really traumatized and freaked out. Like, I can't say I wouldn't be freaked out. In the first place, we know the culprit may have visited the servant's room at some point to unlock the garden shed's shutter. It's conceivable that they obtained a master key from there earlier on. There are many servants serving the Yoshida-miya family. It's the reactions right now that I understand, even if it's not the right reaction. Yeah, true. You're all going through it. Because of that, there are several master keys. Furthermore, every time one employee started or finished working, keys were passed between servants. And we had to acknowledge that this had probably gotten a bit sloppy at times in the past. Even if they borrowed a bundle of keys from the pockets of one of the murdered servants. Is there any safe place that even those keys couldn't open? Because of the nature of our job, we have been entrusted with keys to all of the rooms. No, Yuri, I'm going through it in 2 games, bruh. Welcome to Limba's company. Do not get used to people joining you and not dying.
All of them in the mansion and in the guest house.
So, in other words, no matter where we hold up and lock ourselves in, it'd just be pointless. Fine. Who cares about locking up? If you're gonna come, bring it on, damn it! I'll beat you at your own game. The enemy won't approach us from the front. I don't know about the first 6, but if we look at what happened to my parents and Kanon-kun, and even grandfather, the enemy has only gone after isolated people. They don't have the power to assault all of us openly in a secure room. Some people are not qualified to raise autistic children, and she is one of them. Yes, I will adopt Maria. I will take care of her. Get her away from Rosa. That's right. It's just like Aniki says. Maybe Aunt Natsuhi's rifle can serve as a deterrent to stop them from attacking. I hope that is so, but... Maria, I know you want to say something, but keep it to yourself and stay quiet for a while. Maria probably wanted to say something about how witches weren't afraid of things like guns. But if she were to say it out loud, the atmosphere around here would start to get pretty edgy. I had noticed and decided to put a stop to it. If I may, I do know of just one place that cannot be entered, even with the servant key rings.
Where is that?
That would be the master's study.
I'm against this. I don't even want to think about going in Grandfather's creepy room.
How many keys can gain access to that room? And there are 2. I always have one on my person. The other was held by the master himself, but just now, I found this on the corpse in the boiler room. Okay, so he has both of the keys then. Kenji-san took a handkerchief out of his pocket and opened it, showing us the burnt and filthy study key. Then, he showed it alongside his own key, which he had once led to Natsuhi. Normally, it would have been proper to leave the master's key for the police, but because of the master's orders to protect the safety of the study, I borrowed it for the time being. I see. Which means that Kinzo-san's study is the only place where we can be safe.
It would appear that way. I don't even want to think about being shut up in that strange room all night. But it appears we must acknowledge that his room is safer than anywhere else right now.
Even though Grandfather locked himself up in that safe room, the culprit brought him out and killed him. I can't be certain that it's truly safe. According to your theory, Grandfather cleverly found a way around that receipt trick and left the room of his own free will. If so, the room might be a good place to barricade ourselves in after all. You're too optimistic, Aniki. However, at the same time, I thought he brought up a pretty interesting point. After all, this gives us a chance to question the enemy, the witch herself, about how the sealed door had been opened. If we assume the culprit used some technique to kidnap Grandfather from his study, they'd have to show us the same trick again if they wanted to assault us in the study. And that'd give us a chance to make the culprit prove how they did it right before our eyes. If she's really a witch, we'll be forcing her to use her little magic trick to open the door right in front of us. But that's probably impossible. If you spin the chessboard around, it's obvious the culprit is acting in a way that'll make us think they're a witch. If she really is a witch, all she's got to do is appear in front of us and wow us with a colorful display of magic. And she's avoiding doing that, everything must be the work of a fake witch who wants us to think she's real.
Nah, it's magic. Don't worry about it.
Therefore, a culprit who used a technique other than magic to defeat the closed room couldn't open the door before our eyes. Is Grandfather's room big enough to stuff 8 people in? Yes. And there is a bed, a sofa, and blankets. So while it is not luxurious, it will be more than suitable for spending the night. And there is also a sink, a bathroom, a refrigerator, and a liquor cabinet. That's gonna be important. Whoa. That's incredible. But isn't that weird? You're saying he built another house inside his house? It's pretty cramped for the last house of someone like our grandfather, who bought a whole island and realized all of his dreams.
That's right. After some point in time, Father probably couldn't feel at peace in any other place, even inside the mansion. We always sneered about how he shut himself up in there, and this time we're the ones who are gonna shut ourselves up. Yeah, maybe you should have thought twice before saying that to him. When I killed people, magic is the only explanation, says Alia. The witch is real. I saw her doing strings and mix-ups. She's doing, like, beer bombs and everything. Jessica spat the words out. Jessica-chan. Sounds like you'd rather go search for the culprit than stay shut up somewhere. Of course. I don't think we'll be able to find them if we just start searching on our own. In the end, we can't do anything but wait. Then it doesn't matter where we wait, does it? I'm not gonna run away or hide. Why don't we just take it easy in the parlor, watching TV or something while we wait for this Beatrice-sama to appear? It's perfectly fine if she doesn't appear. There's no need for us to be the ones who expose the culprit. Well said. We shouldn't take needless risks before the police arrive. Thank you, Dr. Nanjo. Frankly, I am always 100% in favor of shaming Kinzo. They're called servants, but Shannon and Kanon are definitely slaves. Yeah. Kinzo is not a good person. Like, we've seen how he's treated, like, we've kind of seen, like, both sides of the family. How the family treats him and how he treats the family. They're both fucked up in their own ways. The way the servants are being treated, the fact that they call themselves furniture, that's really weird. Kinzo, derogatory. And then just the whole hierarchy system of the Ushido-miyas is really weird. I think we should move to Father's study. True, we have no proof that it's safe since Father was taken out of there. However, I can't deny the possibility that we can confront Kinzo when we see him, since he's clearly still alive. As Butler-kun reasoned, Grandfather left the study of his own accord and was attacked outside. Yeah, I wonder if someone else has pterodactyly. A while back, I proposed that strange theory as a stopgap measure. But just as Aunt Ava said, even though that trick would be possible, I couldn't explain what motive could have made Grandfather sneak out of his own study in such a troublesome way. Plus, Grandfather couldn't even have used that trick unless he knew that the receipt was wedged in the door. They went out of their way to say we couldn't identify the body. Has to be some trick, yeah. I'm thinking we need to see if someone has pterodactyly among the group, and then I'll be like, okay. So it wasn't Kinzo then. Aunt Ava hadn't pointed out that last part, but it's clear how absurd the theory was. It's rare but not inexistent, and they said that it is, it's genetic for the Yoshida-miyas, so it makes sense if an Yoshida-miya other than Kinzo had it. Maybe a younger person. So, does that mean the sealed door formed a closed room just as Aunt Ava claimed? Is it an undeniable fact that Aunt Natsuhi was the culprit? If Aunt Ava were here now, she'd probably make that claim openly and blow my strange theory away. But anyway. In fact, where are the first 6 bodies? They're in the shed. I had to admit that a room with both a bed and a toilet that all 8 people could be shut up in, and with only 2 keys, both of which were gathered here, had to be the safest place in the mansion right now. At the very least, I figured this would be better than just staying shut up in the parlor and hoping nothing would go wrong. But wait, have we been safe only because we've been shut up in the parlor? What other corpse hasn't turned out yet? Mine. What if leaving that room and moving to an unexplored location is actually more dangerous? So all the culprit has to do is take a body from the shed. True!
So maybe it's like Krause's body or Rudolph's body. Maybe they have pterodactyly. It's useless, it's useless, it's all useless. Muda, muda, muda. My flimsy head is about to break out in a fever. If I keep spinning the chessboard around, right and wrong will keep switching places over and over, and I won't be able to believe anything. It seems like the culprit is one of the 18. I want to believe in Beatrice. Once I start believing in Beatrice, I start wanting to find the culprit amid the 18. If that keeps spinning around forever in the end, my thoughts won't have taken one step from where they started. Stop spinning it then! How far back in the past was it that Kirie-san taught me about chessboard thinking? I'm gonna get vertigo spinning that thing so much, Battler. The concept of examining the situation by spinning it around and thinking from the enemy side. I seem to remember being so interested by it back then. It used to guide all my thinking. By the way, Kirie-san was Dad's coworker back then. Isn't spinning it over and over just giving you a headache, Elliot? Same hat. Never dreamed that she'd someday be added to our family. Didn't Kirie-san tell me something once? I get the feeling she once said that, while this chessboard thinking was one way to look at things, it certainly wasn't all-powerful. And it wouldn't be good to rely on it too much. Chessboard thinking is my own interpretation of something called game theory, which I read about in a book long ago, but that's just a theory. A game theory. It's a very interesting subject, so you should tackle it yourself when you get into college, Battler-kun. Battler, you spin my board right round, baby. Right round like a record, baby. Right round, round, round. Not Pat is canon. Is canon. Not that game theory. I really want to try it. The danger of the chessboard thinking is that it assumes your enemy is rational. True. What if they just eat the pieces when you're not looking? If I could study and perfect my chessboard thinking, it'd be able to read into any opponent's moves, wouldn't it? Your joke hurt because I've actually done game theory. Oh, really? That's how I win chess. But you can't believe in it blindly. Game theory is a very deep and complicated subject. Okay, Matt Pat. Chessboard thinking is just my interpretation that skims the surface of game theory. I also eat the board. BRB, need food? See you in a bit, Leiko. In order to thoroughly read your opponent's moves like you're imagining, you need to study your opponent. Additionally, while chessboard theory is convenient and practical, it isn't perfect. It has many weak points despite its convenience. Weak points? Yes. Chessboard thinking is founded upon game theory. When you thoroughly investigate game theory, it boils down to math. Uh-oh. Do you know what the weak point of math is? Invisible numbers. It solves it. It's noise. In math, when you write 1 + 1 = 2, that process will always result in 1 + 1 = 2, no matter how many billions of years pass. Nothing more, nothing less. Vito wants to play chess with you. You have no idea how to play chess, Vito, too. Does not know how to play chess. Math has no weak points. Take that back. Shut up. Elliot, don't. Okay, now go into 2 + 2. What does that equal, Battler-kun? That's because there's absolutely no noise mixed in. Yeah, but what if you do 2 + 2, Battler-kun? But for example, unlike math, the Japanese language has noise mixed in. Damn it, he's going into Japanese. Damn it. Battler-kun, this is called Yomi. It consists in making an educated guess, analyzing the previous behaviors of your enemy. Now watch how this fool won't tech any of my trowel. God, where is this going? Kanji are a good example. Oh no. Now there's no more noise mixed in. I see you've muted the stream. Twy. Kinda okay. Old kanji and new kanji are slightly different, which represents an introduction of noise created by the changes between time periods. Isn't history the same? No, not really. What? There are dozens of policies that seem foolish in the modern era, but were meaningful at some point in the past. Okay, as much as I enjoy when Battler goes on to these tirades about thinking about stuff like this, I do need to end stream. So, we will resume Battler thinking about Japanese another time. Oh yeah! We didn't read the stuff for... Didn't read the stuff for Kanon. Let's see. Found in the boiler room with a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of his chest. How presumptuous of lowly furniture like that. Thank you for stream, Mr. Wappy. Thank you for stream as always. Who is writing these entries? That does not sound like Maria. I thought it was Maria writing these entries this whole time, but that sounds more like Kinzo. So was it Kinzo writing all of these instead of Maria? It gives me a little thing to think on. Yeah, thank you for the stream. Thanks for coming. But yeah, let's begin. Wait, what is Kinzo's entry? Let's see. That's a good idea. What is Kinzo's entry? Because he's also died. Oh, here we go. Burned in the incinerator with a weapon resembling an ice pick sticking out of his forehead. The old sorcerer's wish vanished before it could be granted. He always knew that this was one possible result of his risky gamble. Kinzo sus! Kinzo sus! Anyway, that will be it for the night for Umineko. So, thank you guys for coming for Umineko. Let's do our time now, while we listen to a very aptly named song for what we were going through in Umineko. Alright, so at the end of every stream, we do art time. If you have any art that you would like to get shared and shown on stream, you can join my Discord and post in the art submissions thread that shows above the art channel. General art channel. You can share art, memes, photos, videos, music, as long as it's something you yourself made in some way or another. And you can also share commissioned work if, like, you wanted to show off something you got commissioned, but you have to get permission from the artist that did it for you and give them proper credit. What did I miss? Kinzo sauce. But yes, let's take a look at what art we got for the night. Just bring it up. Okay, so our first piece of art is by Kip Bees. God, look at that. Look at that lighting and the colors. I love like the purple and pink. Oh, that's so pretty. Battler started to get into a tangent about kanji before Elio ended stream. It's the lesbians. Look at them. It's the lesbians. It's so pretty. Like all the details on their outfits, the background with the sky. It's so pretty. And like the lighting on the hair and stuff. What was her name? Bronya? Is that her name? With like the twin tail hair. Twin tail hair is really hard to draw already, so pretty lesbians. Technically not a sky because they're underground. Oh! Well, either way, it's pretty. I don't go to Honkai, but this is pretty. Bronya is silver hair, Sealy is blue. Yeah, so Bronya's hair must have been really hard to draw. I can never do, like, drill hair. It came out really good. I love, like, the soft blush on Bronya's, like, cheeks. Really cute. Yeah, let me go like and retweet that. Yeah, really good art, Kippies. As always, Kippies' art is always really good. So pretty. Alright. Let's move on to our next piece of art. Next piece of art is by Adamello. Read it in the most annoyed voice possible for them all. It's funnier, especially if you know the story of Moses. Okay. Just stop complaining. Yeah, right. That wasn't free and you know it, you idiot. Why do I only get bread? What about the fish and meat without cost? Let's go back to Egypt. Stop complaining. You're gonna screw it over, you fools. Page 1 of what is now called the Brownie Bestiary, featuring creatures, enemies, and concepts for my comic. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at all these cute little bears! Oh, speaking of liking and retweeting, did you know that you can subscribe to your favorite content creator? Hey! Oi! Die! Got the Brownie Bestiary, Unbearable, Whipster, Dimwit, Dimwat, Deadwat. I love the little Quipster and the absolute unit bear. It's so cute! I like how it's got like a little zipper going down the middle too, to like separate the panels. That's cute. Got Dimwit, Dimwat, so it's like it's got like a liquid inside of it. And then Deadwat with like a oh, he's got a whole skeleton body. What does it say on it? 1, 3, 4... Oh, that must be its wattage. Wait, Twy what? What did Twy do? Thank you, no problem. 104 LB. And then let's see. This is the next character I will be making a PS1 model of. He is supposed to be a young dwarf. I want to make an indie game and him the main character. Anyhow, this design is not final. They look really good. I can definitely see this as like a PS1 like character. Like I could see him really fitting in well with like Jack and Daxter and stuff like that. Ape Escape. Posted the mood board in general. Love more ideas to add there. They look really nice. Very nice classic design. Pounds. Oh yeah, pounds. His head is a weight. Oh, okay. Yes, we do, Twy. Yeah, I'm just dumb. I love the big feet. Very Kingdom Hearts core. I like it. Okay, it kind of gives me vibes of like, if you want to look into it, Linux, maybe like Dark Cloud. Kind of reminds me of Dark Cloud's main character. Like Dark Cloud 1, and a little bit of Dark Cloud 2, too. We got a bonk hammer. Clown shoes, my beloved. Dark Cloud, yeah. It's a PS1 and PS2 game series. The character in 2 is like... Is he a mechanic? I can't remember. I remember I rented Dark Cloud 2, and I owned Dark Cloud 1, but I never got very far in Dark Cloud. I got really far in Dark Cloud 2, but not Dark Cloud 1. Got stuck on a boss. I'm not giving you my shoes. But yeah, that is it for art for the night, everyone. Oh, I thought there was an evil version of the FF7 main character. I mean, no. It's just an RPG series called Dark Cloud because there is a dark cloud covering the world. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I will be releasing my schedule for next week in just a little bit, so keep your eyes out on Discord and stuff. I'll be sure to replace this week's schedule on the offline screen since I forgot to do it this week. I will replace it with the new one as well. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good night, everyone. Be sure to rest tight, sleep tight, take your medication, eat, drink, take care of yourself, and all that good stuff.